It's curved, it's OLED, it has 6.67 inch of white. We're having 2K resolution, 60 Hertz. But we've seen something similar to this, didn't we? Well, I did say similar because this isn't even, well, remotely close apart from the screen being curved and similar stuff like that. So it's a motorized one, and it goes up and down and it rotates by 45 degrees. Plus, it has hidden tubes as any HydroShift. This is Lian HydroShift 2 OLED curved 360 TL. I know the title is quite long, the name is quite long of the AAO, but just to give you an idea, it's really something else, and giving you a possibility to rotate the screen gives some certain adjustments towards the visibility of the screen, because it is curved after all, and you can adjust it up or down or rotate it. But we'll get to that part later on. Now, when we take into consideration the whole idea behind the curved screen and the OLED 2K 60 Hz and everything all together, the screen is brilliant. And when we take into consideration past HydroShift 2 AIOs, the installation process is completely the same. So you have to remove the original retention brackets, you place the retention brackets that are in the accessory box, and just simply place the thermal paste, slide in the pump block head on the processor, tie up with 4 screws, and this time you don't have that covered like on HydroShift 2 LCD-C, because this cover comes with the screen. So this actually does look quite bulky, I do have to admit. But then again, when you're placing it on it, you actually get the coverage for the screws, and it's designed this way for easy mounting. Now, regarding the O11 Vision M, the same thing as I did yesterday. You have to remove the clips that are holding the tubes, and you have to remove the plastic coverage for the tubes and for the connection part of the cables. In this sense, what I think I accidentally forgot or something happened. I don't know what, to be honest, but it doesn't slide in directly as well as the HydroShift 2 LCD-C from yesterday. So you do have to fiddle around a bit just to be able to place it inside at the top and then reroute the tubes. Apart from that, everything is straightforward when we're talking about the tubing and similar stuff. Now, let's go with details. As already said, 6.67-inch 2K OLED, 60 Hz, 1048 x 2288 pixels for the resolution. There's also one more thing, the screen brightness is 450 nits. Now, going with the pump, we're having from 1600 to 2800 RPMs. Fan speed goes from 200 to 26,000 RPMs with fluid dynamic bearing. Airflow is 90.1 CFM with the air pressure going at 3.97 millimeters H2O, and fan noise level at maximum is 33 decibels. The block dimensions are, which is quite important in this scenario because it is a bit bigger than you're used to, 126.5 times 87.1 times 108. Now, with the screen, what you can do inside the software, so you do have to, as per usual, download L-Connect from their official website. You're having a possibility to choose from built-in 3D themes or upload custom videos as you wish, or images with L-Connect 3. Now, the possibility with this, when you enter the software, you have the option to go with 3D, 2D, and you can also move to a single screen, two-way separation, and three-way separation. So this gives you 5 possibilities to customize the screen. You can go with custom presets that are already inside the L-Connect, or you can just manage something on your own, or just simply go with GIFs or MP4. It's all up to you to decide. The only thing that you don't have many presets is the two-way separation and three-way separation. Now, of course, for the connection part, we have to connect the fans separately with a PWM header, and I would definitely suggest going with a 100% PWM if you're connecting it directly to your motherboard. And then you have additional connection, which is from the other side of the radiator, which goes with USB 2.0 that connects directly to your motherboard, and another PWM that needs to be connected with 100% PWM, just in case to get enough power for everything. So basically what you're getting is the Unifan TL Wireless Flex, and you're getting the dongle as well as the screen, and of course the cool way of tubing. The tubing, comparing to the past HydroShift 2, is a bit angled by, I would say, 45 degrees, so it kind of moves away from the screen and it gets much more clearance for the movement, which is in general as it is. So going inside the software, again, you have the option to adjust the speed of the pump, adjust the speed of the fans. You have this LED strip going completely around the screen, which is also separately adjustable. And that's basically it. It's quite easy and forward when we're talking about adjusting. You can really go into certain movement adjustments, giving you a possibility to adjust the screen in a perfect position as you wish. You have three versions of the HydroShift 2 OLED curved. We're having Unifan TL Flex, Unifan P28 V2, and of course the fanless, all coming in black and white models. The compatibility is for Intel up to LJ1851 and for AMD AM4 and AM5. And for the warranty, you have 6 years on the AIO cooling and 3 years on the OLED screen. So basically, this is almost the same build as yesterday. I just placed the Unifan TL wireless fans to accompany the fans at the top, just to have the same visuals. But regardless of that, the same components are inside in terms of the CPU and the GPU. So let's go with benchmarks, right? We're having AIDA64 Extreme Edition. CPU goes up to 80 degrees and the clock speed is 4800. So a bit higher thermals, but also higher clock speed, which is around average, which is okay, but the thermals are great. And then we go with Cinebench R23, 10 runs on average. It gets quite an outstanding performance when we're talking about thermals, and it beats the HydroShift 2 from yesterday in the O11 Vision M with 73.9 degrees. Then we go with clock speed 4995, and of course, since we're having a higher clock speed, we're having higher Cinebench score at 26,797, which tops the last video's HydroShift 2. Now, one thing I do have to mention, of course, the motorized version, you'll hear it move. That's without a doubt something that will definitely happen, and you can't avoid that. That's simply as it is. It has a motor inside that pushes the screen up, down, or rotates it. So you have to take that into consideration. It does create sound, and that's basically it. There's nothing else to add to that. The installation is the same as on the past HydroShift 2 AIOs, and the performance is a bit better with the new pump and everything that they did with it, giving a larger copper base. And in general, yeah, that's it. Quite satisfied. But I'm digging the whole thing behind the screen. It's not just a curved screen. It's not just 2K, OLED, and similar stuff. It's actually something that you can adjust. I know this isn't for everyone. And I know some of you guys will prefer this, will love this to have in their PC, and I know some of you guys won't. So this is all just on the personal preferences, and I'll leave it at that as it is. But I dig the idea. I love how they finalized the product, because at Computex 2025 it didn't look specifically like this. It was a bit, you know, it looked a bit different, let's put it this way. But in general, love the idea, and definitely PC Crazy Creative Badge again. Why? Because we haven't seen this on the market. You're having HydroShift combination with curved screen with motorized OLED display, which is quite alright, I would say. Yeah, guys, the links for the OLED curved AIO for all versions that I mentioned are in the description below, so you can manage with your current case that you have from Lian, or whatever you want to do. It's all up to you to decide. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye bye.